Kansas Highway Patrolman Jane watches her husband Mike get shot and killed during what should have been a routine traffic stop. She manages to fire back, but the killer escapes. It turns out he's the serial murderer the media has dubbed the Satanic Slasher, named for disturbing imagery he leaves behind at each crime scene. Grieving and unable to move on, Jane takes a leave of absence and becomes determined to track him down herself. As she digs deeper, she realizes these aren't random killings at all. There's a pattern and a much darker motive driving him. The question is whether she can uncover his plan and stop him before he completes it. It's pretty straightforward, but this movie does seem to know exactly what it is. It's nowhere near as smart or clever as something like a Seven, but it does carry a similar type vibe. The opening is strong. A mass sadistic killer terrorizing the highways as he barrels toward his final destination to complete a satanic plan. He's this big, hulking figure, always shrouded in darkness, always masked. He's genuinely creepy and unsettling. Meanwhile, we have the patrolman, obsessed with catching him, starts to kind of get in his head a little bit, tracking his moves, unraveling the mystery, and even getting close a couple of times. Now, along the way, we do get a few solid kills that deliver on the horror of the situation. You get a lot of blood and gore there, and it really feels like we're gearing up for a solid cat and mouse game to unfold. However, as the movie goes on, the cracks in the story start to show, and it really begins to lose its focus. And while the killer is definitely imposing and scary, he never gives the impression that he's smart enough to actually evade the police. He's way too reckless and barely uses any discretion. So the investigation angle kind of falls flat and ends up feeling pretty underwhelming. At that point, I was hoping for a twist or a strong third act. Unfortunately, his plan is just so ridiculous and unrealistic that it completely undercuts whatever goodwill the first two acts built up. It feels rushed and totally out of sync with the vibe of the rest of the movie. The spoiler free, but to give you an idea, imagine if Seven suddenly ended like a spy action movie. Then they tack on this throwaway twist at the end that made me cringe more than anything. Ultimately, they don't deliver on what the trailers promised, and the ending gives you something nobody asked for. The whole thing already felt simplistic and dated, but that final act really pushed it over the edge. Honestly, you could skip this one. There's way too many better options streaming in the genre than to justify paying full price for this. But what did you guys think? Did you actually appreciate the tone shift at the end, or were you just as disappointed as I was? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, share, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.